we are back for the latest update in Find the Mikus. Thank you so much for choosing my video. If you do find it helpful, if you can leave it a like, drop me a comment, and of course hit that subscribe button to help support my channel. So I have broken this update according to the relevant lands. So we're starting off in Miku lands, which is where we go from spawn. And we can see that we have this light puzzle with the Miku hair. And what we need to do is direct the beams. Nice and easy, it's just figuring out how to get the beam to light up every single statue. So we finish with the one over there, the white one. So all you need to do is just copy me. The one that was sneaky was this blue one over here, because I think a lot of people may miss looking over there. And then we turn the red back to the pink. And then turn the pink over. I quite like these kind of light puzzles and like the ones we've seen in Find the Berries. And then the final turn. So you would think not much has happened, but actually the beam Miku turns up here in the middle. And there you go. Just takes a couple of seconds. Back towards the house now. And one has been added onto the chimney stack. The lights have been added all around the map. They're a nice effect, don't get me wrong, but they give me a Christmas vibe, so maybe something for later on in the year. Unless, of course, they're going to do something with it. Racing Mikus on the columns. I said that they should put something on there as they'd made that area. I don't remember those little islands over there. I don't know whether that's going to be something later on. Again, I said they should have done something with the tree, and what they've actually done is added a whole maze inside of this tree, so it's actually a really great teleport. This game is just getting better and better. If you like Find the Game, Scavenger Hunt, this is going to be a game you've got to try if you haven't done so already. I'm really enjoying it. Some of these are more challenging than the others. And this is when it dawned on me that one of the Mikus talked about things in the walls. So I'm like, I bet it's going to be in the maze. I bet it's going to be in the maze. Because it's just one of those horrible places that, you know, they hide things like a veiled entrance and a wall. So I found this box. I will explain what this is. I did try putting it in the chat, but hang fire and bear with me. I think this is for deleted Miku. So we will come back to that at the end of the video. And again, that is a Caesar cipher, but again, I will show you at the end of the video what the translation is. And what did I tell you? I knew there would be a secret area in this room. And there it is, we have backrooms Miku. The index clues are a little misleading because that one would indicate to me it was off the edge of the map. That's what I was thinking backrooms was going to be. But I'm so happy to have found that. And then just following the walls round and we get worm. Moving on now to MIKUTROPOLIS, so this is the city area. I don't remember those wires being there, so I'm thinking something may be being added that, so you could jump up and then jump off onto the wires maybe. There's also now a little note in that corner that we're looking there saying don't come back here. But what we do have is our next Miku in the corner. So this is walking down from beach. So again, this one is a little bit misleading on the old index hint because it says buried or hidden at beach. Well, this to me is the back of the city, not beach. But anyway, we have managed to find it, and this is nightcord Miku. On to the brand new map of Snow Miku Tundra. So we can see it there to the left. I love how you get to this area to unlock it. So it's not a straight teleport you can go to. You actually have to go to the area first. I love how it's sort of like the broken ice, the little icebergs to get over there. Obviously don't touch the water or else you will go back to spawn. So the iceberg to the left there, we need to go ahead and go over. It is a little misleading as well because there's another iceberg on the other side that looks like it has something in it as well, but you can't get over there. But this is the one we need to go to, and this is Chibi Snow Miku. And then heading into the brand new area, and then you get this cool effect when you walk in, Miku location unlocked, and then you've got Miku silhouette in the background. I love that. So this whole section here is ice, so it is slippy, so just be careful, you will continue to walk. And then going down and round the back. Again, love this hidden entrance down here. You could have been a bit more sneaky and put like a lighter block so it was a bit harder to spot. It would have taken a curious soul to go down there and have a look if it was actually an entrance. This is where I sort of don't like these areas because it's sort of like, you know, it disappears when you have the different views. And it's ice. I'm not a fan of ice. But there we go. So if you go to the very right, and this is Battle Royale Miku. This one I caught a glimpse of, so underneath the bridge there we have our next one. And this is more jump Miku. Teleporting back. And we have a lovely one on the ice. And then very helpfully they've got a brick. So this one has no requirements for teamwork to get you up to some of these harder ones, which is nice. Albeit there was a perfect location in desert that they could have put a teamwork one in. but I'll show you that when we get to the desert points. I love the little penguins just like floating around in the sea. It sort of looks like they're drowning, but obviously I know penguins can swim, so it's fine. And what I love about their ice cave, it's sort of jagged. It is like it would have been naturally formed. Sometimes they can be quite rectangular when they do caves. But making our way on top, and we find the cave mural. I love the styling of that one on the index. And then descending into the cave, we find deleted. So I'm assuming we've got to do something or find a code, and then that will release the iceberg or teleport us into the iceberg to go ahead and get deleted. But I'll come back to that one in a moment. So you'll get a warning on your messages that says the meteors are coming, and you just need to get to one of the points where the meteors crash, and then you can get the meteor Miku. So boom, and there is meteor. Inside the house where we went with chimney, you'll see the countdown when the next meteor strike is. So into Tito's desert. And I said they needed to do something with the frogs, or I'm pretty certain I mentioned the frogs, but they've actually made this an interaction. I love it. So the frog that looks like it's wearing a wig, click it and you will start like a Simon Says memory game. So you'll see the frogs light up and they'll make a sound, and then you just have to press the same frog and do the pattern. You'll see a green light when you've got it, and then the next round will begin. This is where having the zoomed out view will help. As far as I'm aware, it's only the blue, the dark blue, the purple and the red that does anything. But I really love this. I really love the frog sounds. It's really cute and really funny. And what a brilliant way to bring in the items in the desert you've put in. And then once you've completed it, Frog Tito will come out the middle of the pool. What a lovely addition to the update. I like those little interactions with the map. I climbed this cactus last time and I was like, a bit weird, they put an obby up a cactus but there's nothing up here. So now we have the medicine one. That looks a little bit like it's made out of Play-Doh or she's melted. And then they have actually expanded the desert really nicely. Again, this is a nice addition to the area. So our first one is there, and if you actually stand on that fence post there, you can get up onto that cliff there. What a brilliant place to put a teamwork one, because you can't quite see what's up there. You could hide it sort of down the side or around the back. So I think a godly or a legendary should be placed up there because it's a brilliant place to put one. And then going back into the other area, so if you remember, this is where my daughter gave me a heads up. And we also found the one underneath here. So they've just popped one in the corner. Would I call this a cliff? This is deserted by the cliff. Probably not. Again, this is where the clues are kind of misleading. I would kind of just look around the map. Going back into the lab, of course, we had all the science experiments in there. So where else are we going to find Lab Girl? I do love that. Oh my god, what am I going to do? Kind of position and expression. Back to the castle, so this is between the kind of blue land and the desert. Again, this one was a peculiar hint and it wasn't where I was expecting. Luckily, the zoomed out view really did come into play and it caught my eye being orange. We do have something coming, a stage door, so I am interested to see what's going to be happening through that door. But getting up onto the top layer here, and there we go, this is Wonderland Miku. We need to go back into the sewers. So I don't know if you've noticed these brand new signs around MIKUTROPOLIS. So they are located dotted all around, and then mainly in the sewers is where you'll find the majority of them. Again, I love this one. So this is actually something we saw last time when I commented and said I hope they do something with it. Well, my wish has come true. They have done something with it. See, there is another one of those signs. I love how they're kind of hidden in plain sight. You may not really pay too much attention to them. The red lights, the red glow really does attract attention, so I don't think you're really going to miss them. So making our way back, I love the kind of flickering lights. This is brilliant. So when you click on the caution door, you're asked for a code, and you've got it. The code is what you've seen in the letters. And the code for the mysterious door is Phantom. And there we go, that is metaverse. But did anyone spot the mistake? Okay, so the actual letters was a double A, but my iPad auto-corrected to the O. So if it doesn't work with the O, try an A instead of it. And then I didn't manage to collect deleted. I have sort of started, so if you've got a bigger brain than I have, it says here, leading to 4 untimely paths. Now, the box had 4 different emojis on them. So obviously here, I think the flowers, something in lands, the eye, maybe the city, I don't know, then ice, then desert. But what I'm looking for in those areas, I have no idea. So I will carry on working on this one. I will do a separate video if I can figure out deleted. Hopefully I've given you a start, a helpful start. And then remember the back of the box here. So this code actually says the symbols indicate the start. I don't know, a start of what? I have no idea. The last one was insane. I didn't know how they figured out the code, so I'm going to have to get back to you. Another great update from this developer. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.